what if the unthinkable happens? What if the United States attacks Greenland? Greenland is not just an Arctic island. It is a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark, and Denmark is a NATO member, which means one thing. If the US attacks Greenland, it would technically be an attack on NATO itself. European leaders have already sounded the alarm. In a rare joint statement, France, Germany, the UK, Italy, Spain, Poland and Denmark made it clear that Greenland is part of NATO, that borders are inviolable, and that Arctic security must be defended collectively. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen went even further, warning that if the United States attacks another NATO country, everything stops. Because NATO without the United States would not just be weakened, it would be transformed. So what would NATO actually look like if the US were on the other side? Start with the air power. The US Air Force alone fields more than 1,400 combat-capable aircraft, bombers, stealth fighters, electronic warfare planes, helicopters, all backed by unmatched logistics. Without the US, NATO's biggest air forces belong to France, the UK and Turkey, each operating roughly 200 to 300 aircraft, capable, modern, but nowhere near American scale or reach. Next, land forces. The US Army has close to 500,000 troops, more than 2,600 Abrams tanks, and tens of thousands of armored vehicles. Compare that to Europe. Britain and France each operate just over 200 main battle tanks. Canada has fewer than 100. Poland is the standout, with more than 660 tanks and rapidly expanding forces. But even that cannot replace American mass. Then there's the sea. The US Navy is the backbone of NATO's global presence. 11 aircraft carriers, dozens of destroyers and cruisers, 65 submarines, most of them nuclear-powered. Without the US, NATO's only carriers would be Britain's too. European navies are professional and capable, but none can project power across oceans the way US can. And finally, nuclear weapons. This is the biggest gap of all. The United States and Russia together hold almost 90% of the world's nuclear weapons. Inside NATO, only the US, the UK and France have nuclear arms. Remove the US and NATO is left with British and French deterrents alone. Credible, yes, but far smaller. So what does this mean? A NATO without the United States would still be strong, still advanced, still united, but it would be regional, not global. And that is why Greenland matters. Because an attack there would not just test NATO's unity, it could end the alliance as we know it. With Jyoti Shukla, Bureau Report, India Today Global.